Okay, let's kick things off with a quick thought experiment. I want you to imagine a massive, highly complex economic system that goes way beyond just minimizing its damage to the planet. Instead, it actually heals the environment. It actively restores it, all while continuing to drive some serious economic growth. I know, it sounds incredibly ambitious, right? Maybe even impossible? Well, today we are breaking down the exact blueprint of the MK ecosystem to see how this wild vision is actually being constructed right from the ground up.
A self-healing economy. It totally feels like a paradox, doesn't it? For decades, we've basically been taught that economic progress and environmental health are just fundamentally at odds with each other. But the architects behind the MK project, they believe they've found the formula to align them perfectly. So to really grasp how this enormous project works, we need to completely deconstruct it.
And to deconstruct it, we're going to follow their own structural blueprint, which is based on the ancient Eastern philosophy of heaven, earth, and human. So on the agenda for this explainer, first, the regenerative economy. Then, the macro-financial vision of heaven. After that, the physical infrastructure and smokeless tech of Earth. And finally, the guiding intelligence of human.
All right, jumping right into Section 1, Nanking Dai Sing, or the regenerative economy.
Look, there is a massive distinction between being sustainable and being regenerative. Sustainability is basically just maintaining the status quo, not making things worse. A regenerative economy, on the other hand, is a system specifically engineered to proactively heal, repair, and revitalize ecosystems, while simultaneously propelling economic growth. It's not just about doing less harm, it's about doing measurable good. And honestly, this is the ultimate goal, the true north for the entire MKA project.
Moving right along to Section 2, Thien, which is the financial vision.
So in this framework, Tien translates to heaven. And here, we're talking about the macro-level vision literally raining down the capital to make it all possible. Get this, $755 billion. And no, that isn't just a theoretical number. This represents the staggering strategic capital backing this project. Because let's be real, we can talk about beautiful, self-healing environmental philosophies all day long. But to actually execute them on a national scale, you need immense financial firepower. So where on earth does a number like $755 billion come from?
Well, to mobilize this kind of capital, the MKA ecosystem uses blockchain tokenization. Basically, they take tangible, physical, real-world assets and transform them into highly liquid digital assets. This is a real game changer because it unlocks value that was previously trapped or incredibly slow to move, allowing global capital to flow seamlessly into the project. It essentially bridges the heavy, physical world of real estate and infrastructure with the fast, borderless world of digital finance.
But hey, massive capital obviously requires massive trust. This entire financial framework is shielded by international financial institutions to ensure complete global transparency, and more importantly, it is strictly compliant with Vietnamese law. In fact, a chunk of those transaction fees goes directly back into the state budget. So the big takeaway here is that this isn't some rogue Wild West crypto project. It's a highly regulated, internationally backed financial engine designed to actually benefit the nation.
Let's bring it back down to the ground for Section 3, DIA, or physical infrastructure.
We are shifting our narrative downwards from heaven to earth now, and this completely shatters any idea that MKA is just a theory. Just consider the sheer scale of this footprint. We're looking at deployment across 5 strategic regions, encompassing 155 local cooperatives, with each regenerative corporation managing a massive 5,000 hectares of land. To put that into perspective, that is an absolutely colossal, tangible infrastructure project that is literally reshaping the country's landscape. They are locking down the physical geography to deploy their systems at a completely unprecedented scale.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 4, DIA, focusing on the smokeless solutions.
Now you might be wondering, how do you operate thousands of hectares without completely wrecking the environment in the process? Well, the key here is what they call ATM technology. And it's not just a single machine, it's a completely green tech suite applied across the entire supply chain. From the second raw materials enter the production lines, all the way to the vehicles transporting the finished goods, the whole goal is a minimized carbon footprint. This ATM tech is the critical operational solution that ensures their massive physical infrastructure actually functions as a healing mechanism rather than a polluting one. And at a local level, this functions as a perfect circular economy. It's a closed loop. Step by step. Step 1. It all starts with smokeless production. Step 2. The byproducts of this clean production aren't just thrown away, they actually become highly valuable bio-black diamonds. Step 3. This material is then used to create microbiofertilizers and animal feed.
And finally, step 4, those products go straight back into the earth, driving active soil regeneration. Literally nothing is wasted. The earth is constantly being revitalized by the very processes happening right on top of it.
And finally, we hit section 5, Nyun, which is the guiding intelligence.
So we have the heavenly capital, and we've got the earthly infrastructure. But who actually has the intellectual capacity to manage a regenerative ecosystem of this scale? It's a core group of the top 31 academic experts, professors, and PhDs in the field. This elite group is housed at the MPPAQ Institute, and they're led by the scientific vision of Dr. Fenn and Dr. Sopi. These folks aren't just your standard administrators. They are the heavy hitters providing the hardcore scientific foundation that makes the smokeless technology and soil regeneration actually work in the real world.
And let me tell you, their ambitions are anything but modest. The MPPQA Institute is actively targeting the research standards of global titans like Harvard and MIT. But they don't want their research to just sit around in dusty academic journals. No way. They are implementing the fast-paced, highly practical R&D models used by companies like Apple and Tesla. And to make sure their innovations actually hit the ground, they're scaling their tech through some seriously powerful alliances with major economic corporations.
Their ultimate mission statement really hits the nail on the head, turning national-level research into practical applications through a network of regenerative economic corporations. That right there is the magic bridge. They are taking top-tier, elite national research and directly funneling it into the hands of those 155 cooperatives we talked about earlier. Science isn't staying locked in a lab. It's going straight into the soil.
Which basically brings our whole explainer full circle. These 3 distinct philosophical pillars align perfectly here. As the saying goes, Tien tar de hotu, dia lai de sansang, nyan huar te hingwei huitsum. Heavenly timing, earthly advantage, human determination. That massive tokenized capital provides the heavenly timing and resources, the immense physical footprint and smokeless tech provide the earthly advantage, and those top 31 minds at the MPQ Institute, they provide the human determination and intelligence to orchestrate the entire thing.
So we've unpacked the financial vision, the massive infrastructure, and the elite human intelligence. We've seen the blueprint, and we've looked at the data. Now the real test is execution. I want to challenge you to weigh what you've learned today. Can all these elements truly combine to form a brand new reality for Vietnam? Are we actually looking at the future of a self-healing economy? Food for thought. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.